All right, let's jump right in. Today, we're taking a deep dive into The Richest Man in Babylon.
Ah, a
A
classic.
classic for a reason. I mean,
Yeah.
it's chock full of um, these kind of like stories
Right.
that make financial wisdom,
Mhm.
surprisingly engaging.
Yeah.
It's not just like,
That's not a textbook.
no, no, not a textbook at all. It's
Yeah.
kind of like Aesop's fables,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
instead of talking animals,
Yeah.
it's ancient Babylonians teaching us
Mm.
how to build wealth.
Yeah.
So today we're going to focus on the core principles from the first few chapters.
Okay.
So get ready to unlock those ancient secrets.
What I think is so cool about this book is that it doesn't just throw facts and figures at you.
Right.
It tells these stories that kind of like draw you in
Yeah, yeah.
and make you think about your own relationship with money.
Exactly.
Yeah. How do you view money?
And like in that first chapter,
Uh-huh.
we meet Bansir and Kobe, right?
Right.
These two hardworking guys.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
craftsmen.
Yeah, and they're frustrated, right? Because they're
Yeah.
not getting ahead financially.
And it's interesting because it's something I think a lot of people can relate to, right?
Totally.
Like they work hard.
Right.
They're good at what they do, but
But their purse stays stubbornly lean.
right, exactly.
Yeah.
And so it's their desire
Yeah.
for a better life
Yeah.
that leads them to Arkad, the richest man in Babylon.
Okay.
Now, what I find so interesting about Arkad is that he wasn't born into wealth.
Oh, okay.
He actually started as a scribe,
Wow.
and then through a lot of hard work and learning,
Yeah.
he discovered these secrets to wealth.
Uh-huh.
So he learned these principles himself, proving that, financial success
Right.
is attainable for anyone.
Anyone willing to put in the effort.
Right. Anyone willing to do the work.
That's a great point, It's
Yes.
not about luck, right?
Right.
Special privileges.
Yeah.
It's about knowledge and action.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So their desire for wealth sets them on this quest for knowledge.
Yeah.
And that's where Arkad's wisdom comes in.
Totally.
Absolutely. And then in the second chapter, Arkad shares his backstory
Okay.
and this really intriguing concept of
Okay.
fickle fate,
Mm-hmm.
this goddess who favors those who are prepared for opportunity.
Interesting. Okay.
So it reminds me of the saying, like, luck is what happens
Oh, yeah.
when preparation meets opportunity.
Yeah. I like that. Okay. So you're saying it's not enough to just wish for wealth?
It's not enough to just want it. Right.
Right.
You have to be ready.
You have to be ready to seize the opportunities when they arise.
Okay.
Think about like those lottery winners
Oh, right.
who end up worse off than they were before they won.
Yeah. Yeah, I've heard.
Right. And it's because they weren't prepared
Right. They weren't
to
prepared
handle that wealth.
to manage it.
Right.
And so it's this idea that lasting wealth is built on this foundation of knowledge, discipline,
Yeah.
and continuous effort.
So it's like building a house.
Yes.
You need a solid foundation before you can start adding the walls and the roof.
You can't build on sand.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You need that strong foundation.
I like that analogy.
And that's exactly what Arkad lays out in his 7 cures for a lean purse.
Oh.
He shares these with a group of men chosen by the king himself.
Wow.
And each cure is like a principle for managing money effectively.
Okay, so let's dive into those cures.
Okay.
The first one, start thy purse to fattening.
So this one's all about paying yourself first.
Right. Okay.
Saving at least 1/10 of your earnings.
Before you even think about spending.
Right. Before you even think about spending.
Right, before you even think about spending.
Wow. So it's like the foundation.
It's the foundation of wealth building.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the book uses a great analogy of an egg merchant.
Who adds 1 egg to a basket each day
Yeah.
while removing 9 for his business.
Yeah. For his expenses.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, exactly.
And eventually that basket
Yeah.
overflows with abundance.
Exactly. It's like a simple visual of how compounding works.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So like imagine you're putting $100 a month into an investment
Okay.
that earns, say, 7% annually.
Okay.
After 30 years,
Mm-hmm.
you'd have over $100,000,
Wow.
even though you only invested $36,000.
So that's the magic of compounding.
That's the magic of compounding.
Your money earns money.
Yes.
And then those earnings.
And those earnings earn even more money.
Oh, I see.
It's incredible.
So it's like a snowball rolling downhill,
It's how
getting bigger and bigger
Right.
as it goes.
Right.
Okay, I like that. And the second cure, control thy expenditures.
This is about making sure that snowball keeps rolling in the right direction.
Right, okay.
It's about differentiating between needs and wants and making conscious spending choices that align with your goals.
So there's a story in the book about a man
Oh, yeah.
who's struggling to keep his expenses within his income.
Mm-hmm.
And Arcad advises him to list out, like, his necessary expenses.
Yeah, make a list.
Yeah, make a list and compare them to his earnings.
Right.
It's a simple exercise, but it highlights the need
Yeah.
for a budget.
For a budget.
Right. A plan for
Right, it's a plan.
how you're going to spend your money.
It's a plan for how you're going to spend your money so it doesn't just slip through your fingers.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah, so it's about being mindful
Right, being mindful.
where your money is going.
Just
Make sure that you're in control.
you're in control, not the other way around.
Okay, the third cure.
Uh-huh.
Make thy gold multiply.
This is where things get really exciting.
Okay.
So Arcad talks about lending gold to Agar, the shield maker,
Okay.
and earning both interest and rental fees on the shields that Agar produces.
Interesting. So it's a great example of how investing can make your money work for you.
Absolutely. It's not just about saving. It's about putting your savings to work in a way that generates more income.
Right.
And of course, today we have a lot more options than just lending gold.
Right.
But the principle's the same.
Yeah.
Find investments that align with your risk tolerance
Yeah.
and your financial goals.
So it's about finding those opportunities where your money can grow
Exactly.
and generate more wealth.
Yes.
And Arcad also stresses the importance of seeking advice
Oh, absolutely.
from those.
From those who are experienced in investing.
Right.
Right. It's about recognizing that you don't have to figure everything out on your own.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
There are people who've walked this path before you
Yeah.
who can offer valuable guidance.
So it's like having a map and a compass when you're navigating unfamiliar territory.
Exactly.
Yeah. What I find fascinating is that these first three cures are interconnected. Saving provides the capital, budgeting prevents waste,
Right.
and investing allows for growth.
Right. They all work together.
That's a holistic approach to wealth building.
They work together like a well-oiled machine.
I like that. Each part is important for the overall success
Exactly.
of the system.
So what stands out to you so far?
I'm really struck by how simple yet powerful these principles are.
Yeah.
They're not complicated financial formulas.
No.
They're common sense approaches
Right.
that anyone can apply.
That's the beauty of it, right?
Yeah.
It's timeless wisdom that transcends generations and cultures.
Right.
I mean, these principles are as relevant today as they were in ancient Babylon.
Totally.
You know?
Yeah. And that brings us to the next three cures,
Okay.
which focus on protecting your hard-earned wealth and building a secure future.
Yeah.
Are you ready to dive into those?
Let's do it. Let's uncover those ancient secrets to safeguarding your financial well-being.
Good. Let's go.
Okay, so we've talked about building wealth, but just as important is protecting what you've earned.
Right. Yeah. Protecting it.
And that's what Arcad's fourth cure is all about. Guarding thy treasures from loss.
So like building a fortress around your wealth
Exactly.
to keep it safe from those financial storms that can come along.
Exactly. And the book has this like cautionary tale about a man who loses his treasure by entrusting it to a brickmaker with no experience in jewel trading.
Oh, no.
He was lured by the promise of quick riches,
Yeah.
but it ended in disaster.
Right. Like the old saying, if it sounds too good to be true,
Exactly.
it probably is.
Right. And then the fifth cure,
Okay.
make of thy dwelling a profitable investment.
Okay.
This one might seem a little out of place at first glance,
Yeah.
but back then owning your home meant security and stability.
Okay.
Right? It freed up income that would have been spent on rent.
So it's about creating a solid foundation for your financial future,
Right.
literally and figuratively.
Exactly.
But of course, today, homeownership,
Right.
it's a much more complex decision.
It's much more complex.
Yeah.
It's not a one-size-fits-all solution anymore.
Right.
Factors like affordability, location, and your individual financial goals all come into play.
Right. Right.
So it's about weighing the pros and cons and making the decision that's right for you.
And that leads us to the sixth cure. Ensure a future income.
Yes. So this one's all about planning for the long term,
Okay.
ensuring that you have income even when you're no longer able to work.
Thinking ahead.
Thinking ahead, right.
Yeah.
And the book gives the example of a sandal maker who consistently saved small amounts over time,
Okay.
and eventually he accumulated enough to provide for his old age.
Wow. So it's a powerful reminder that even small, consistent actions
Yes.
can lead to significant results over time.
Exactly. It's like planting a seed.
Yeah.
It might seem small and insignificant at first, but with consistent nurturing, it can grow into a mighty tree.
Yeah, and what's interesting about this cure
Yeah.
is that it shifts the focus from just accumulating wealth to creating a sustainable income stream
Right, exactly.
that can provide for your needs in the future.
It's not just about having a big pile of gold.
Right.
It's about making sure that gold continues to generate income even when you're not actively working for it.
Right.
It's about creating a system that works for you.
So it's not just about working for your money.
Right.
Your money is working for you.
Exactly. And now these 6 cures, they provide a fantastic framework
Okay.
for managing your finances. But there's one final cure,
Oh, okay.
and it's arguably the most important of all.
Okay, drum roll, please. And that cure is?
Increase thy ability to earn.
Ah, okay.
This is where it all comes together.
Okay.
It's about investing in yourself,
Uh-huh.
expanding your skill set, and finding ways to grow your earning potential.
So it's not just about managing the money you have.
Right.
It's about expanding your capacity to earn more.
Exactly right. It could involve taking courses,
Right.
learning a new trade, or even starting your own business.
Right. So many possibilities.
Right.
Yeah.
It's about recognizing that your earning potential isn't fixed. It's something you can actively cultivate and grow.
And this cure really resonates with me.
Yeah.
It shifts the focus from external factors to what you can control.
Exactly.
Your own knowledge, skills, and ability to create value.
It's about taking ownership of your financial future.
Okay, I like that.
Right? What's one skill or area of knowledge you could develop that might increase your earning potential?
Right.
What step can you take this week to begin that journey?
That's a great question for our listeners to ponder.
Right.
It really puts the power back in their hands.
Exactly.
Now, we've covered the 7 cures,
Right.
but the Richest Man in Babylon offers even more wisdom.
Oh, yeah.
So let's delve into some of the other chapters
All right.
that offer some, unique insights.
Okay.
And one that stands out to me
Yeah.
is Meet the Goddess of Good Luck.
This is a fun one.
This chapter takes place in the Temple of Learning in Babylon,
Yeah.
where people would gather to discuss all sorts of things.
Right. Kind of like an ancient think tank.
Yeah, I like that. And Arkad,
Yeah.
being the wisest man in Babylon,
Right. He's sought out for his wisdom.
he's at the center of these discussions. So
Yeah.
one evening,
Mhm.
the topic is good luck.
Right.
And Arkad challenges the group
Yeah.
to figure out how to attract the favor of the goddess of good luck.
Right. And you have these people sharing their ideas about, like, winning at gambling, stumbling upon fortunate circumstances.
Random chance encounters?
Exactly. Just random luck. But Arkad skillfully points out
Yeah.
that true good luck isn't about random chance.
Mhm.
It's about recognizing and seizing opportunities
Okay.
that arise from our own efforts and preparation.
So it's not just about waiting for good luck to strike.
Right.
It's about creating the conditions for good luck to happen.
Exactly. He uses the example of a merchant who missed out on buying a valuable property because he hesitated. He had the opportunity, but he wasn't prepared to act decisively.
So preparation and decisiveness
Yes.
are key components of attracting good luck.
Absolutely.
Okay, and that leads us to another fascinating chapter.
Okay.
The 5 Laws of Gold.
This one is presented as a story within a story,
Oh, okay.
where Arkad's son, Nomasir, is entrusted with a bag of gold
Oh.
and a clay tablet inscribed with these 5 laws, and his task is to prove himself capable of handling wealth.
So it's like a test
For the test.
of character and financial acumen.
Exactly.
And does he succeed?
Well, let's just say he goes through some real ups and downs.
Okay.
He makes mistakes,
Uh-huh.
loses money,
Oh.
learns some hard lessons along the way,
Right.
and his experiences serve as a cautionary tale,
Yeah.
showing what can happen when you ignore these fundamental laws of wealth.
So it's a roller coaster ride of financial lessons.
You could say that, but ultimately, he comes to understand the true value of these laws.
All right, well, shall we delve into those laws then?
Let's unlock those ancient secrets to financial wisdom.
Okay.
The first law states, "Gold cometh gladly and increasing quantity to any man who will put by not less than 1/10 of his earnings to create an estate for his future and that of his family."
So that sounds familiar.
Right.
It's the pay yourself first principle again.
Exactly.
It seems like a recurring theme in The Richest Man in Babylon.
Yes.
And for good reason.
It's the foundation upon which the rest of the laws are built.
Okay, so the second law then.
The second law emphasizes the importance of putting your money to work.
Okay.
Gold laboreth diligently and contentedly for the wise owner who finds for it profitable employment, multiplying even as the flocks of the field.
Okay, so just like those hardworking Babylonians, our money should be working hard for us too.
Exactly. It encourages us to find ways to make our savings generate more wealth through investments.
Okay, the third law then.
The third law focuses on seeking wise counsel. Gold clingeth to the protection of the cautious owner who invests it under the advice of men wise in its handling.
So this one goes back to what we talked about earlier,
Yay.
about seeking advice from experienced investors.
Absolutely.
It's about recognizing that we don't have all the answers.
Right.
And seeking guidance can help us make more informed decisions.
It's about leveraging the wisdom of those who have navigated the financial landscape before us.
Okay, that makes sense.
All right, the fourth law.
All right, let's hear it.
Cautions against investing in areas where we lack knowledge.
Okay.
Gold slippeth away from the man who invests it in businesses or purposes with which he is not familiar or which are not approved by those skilled in its keep.
This is a crucial point, especially in today's world,
Oh, yeah.
with so many investment options and schemes
Well, absolutely.
vying for our attention.
Right. It reminds us to stick to what we understand
Yeah.
and not be swayed by flashy promises or unfamiliar territory.
Okay, great advice. And then lastly, the fifth law.
The fifth law warns against greed and impatience.
Oh.
Gold flees the man who would force it to impossible earnings, or who followeth the alluring advice of tricksters and schemers, or who trusts it to his own inexperience and romantic desires in investment.
This law emphasizes the importance of patience, discipline,
Yes.
and avoiding those get-rich-quick traps that can lead to financial ruin.
Right. It's about making sound financial decisions based on careful consideration
Yeah.
and avoiding impulsive actions driven by greed or desperation.
So these 5 laws, though expressed in ancient language,
Yeah,
hold remarkable relevance for us today.
they do.
They offer a timeless framework for approaching wealth building
Uh-huh.
with wisdom and prudence.
Absolutely. And as we journey further into The Richest Man in Babylon,
Right.
we encounter even more captivating tales that offer practical insights for managing our finances and creating a life of abundance.
Yeah.
So let's move on to the gold lender of Babylon, which introduces us to Rodan, a spearmaker who receives a generous gift from the king.
Oh, wow. What does he do with this newfound wealth? I'm guessing he doesn't just bury it in his backyard.
Wisely, he seeks advice from Methon,
Coke?
the most successful gold lender in Babylon.
Oh, okay.
And Mathon, with his years of experience, shares some insightful perspectives on money, lending, and the responsibilities that come with both.
It sounds like a masterclass in responsible financial management.
It really is.
Okay, well, what kind of insights does Medelphon offer?
Well, he talks about evaluating creditworthiness,
Okay.
assessing whether someone is likely to repay a loan.
Right, so that's important.
This is crucial not only for lenders,
Right.
but also for borrowers.
Okay.
Right, because it helps determine whether taking on debt is a wise decision.
Yeah, that makes sense. So it's about making sure that both parties are protected.
Exactly.
The lender wants to be sure they'll get their money back,
Right.
and the borrower needs to be confident that they can repay the loan
Right.
without causing financial hardship.
Exactly.
Okay, so it's really about finding that balance.
Right.
Yeah.
And Malthon also emphasizes the importance of lending responsibly,
Okay.
making sure that the borrowed money is used for productive purposes that will generate income and allow for repayment.
Right, so it's not just about lending money for any reason.
Right.
It's about making sure that it's being used
Right.
wisely and productively.
Exactly. It's about creating a win-win situation where the loan benefits both the lender and the borrower.
I like that. Everyone benefits.
Yeah.
And does Malthon give any examples of this?
He even shares stories of his own lending experiences,
Oh, interesting.
both the successes and the failures.
So he's not just talking about theoretical principles.
No.
He's sharing real-world experiences.
Real-world experience, which makes it even more valuable.
Yeah, totally.
It humanizes the lending process, and it shows that even the most experienced lenders can make mistakes.
Everyone makes mistakes.
Everyone makes mistakes. But those mistakes often provide the most valuable learning opportunities.
Okay, and speaking of learning opportunities, our next chapter takes us to the walls of Babylon.
Oh, this is a good one.
Okay.
This chapter uses those impressive city walls
Hmm.
as a metaphor for financial security.
Okay, so just as the walls protected Babylon from invaders,
Right.
we need to build our own financial walls
Exactly.
to protect ourselves from financial hardship.
Right. It's about creating a buffer,
Yeah.
a safety net that can cushion us against life's unexpected challenges.
Okay, I like that. So things like insurance,
Yeah.
savings accounts, and wise investments.
All those things can be part of building those protective walls.
So it's about taking a proactive approach
Yes.
to safeguarding our financial well-being.
Exactly. It's not just about hoping for the best.
Mm-hmm.
It's about preparing for the worst.
And speaking of facing challenges,
Yeah.
our next stop takes us to the camel trader of Babylon.
This chapter tells the story of Tarkad, a young man who loses his fortune
Oh,
and has to start over from scratch.
wow.
It's a powerful lesson in resilience
Yeah.
and the ability to bounce back from setbacks.
Okay, so Tarkad has to rebuild.
He has to rebuild.
Yeah.
And through his experiences, he learns the value of hard work, the importance of recognizing opportunities,
Mhm.
and the power of a positive attitude even in the face of adversity.
So it's a reminder that financial setbacks, though painful,
Yeah,
can be valuable learning experiences.
absolutely. They can be opportunities for growth.
Right.
And it highlights the importance of adaptability
Mm.
and a willingness to learn new skills, even when circumstances force us outside our comfort zone.
So it's about turning challenges into opportunities for growth.
Exactly.
Now, for a slightly different perspective,
Okay.
let's explore the clay tablets from Babylon.
This chapter takes the form of fictional clay tablets
Okay.
that document the journey of Dabasir, a man determined to repay his debts and achieve financial freedom.
So it's a powerful example of personal responsibility
Absolutely.
and the unwavering commitment to honoring one's financial obligation.
Right, and Dabasir meticulously records his progress on these clay tablets, outlining his plan, tracking his earnings, and celebrating his milestones along the way.
So it's like having a front row seat to his financial transformation.
Exactly. And his approach is remarkably systematic.
Okay.
He saves 1/10 of his earnings, meticulously budgets his expenses, and diligently works towards repaying his creditors.
Oh, what dedication.
His story underscores the power of discipline, perseverance, and the transformative impact of sound financial principles applied consistently.
It's inspiring to see someone take control of their finances and create a path towards a brighter future.
And his story reminds us that no matter our starting point,
Yeah.
we have the power to change our financial trajectory through dedicated effort and mindful choices.
Totally. So anyone can achieve financial freedom.
Right. Now, are you ready for a story that's a bit more adventurous?
I am always up for a good adventure. What do we have next?
Well, let's dive into the luckiest man in Babylon. This chapter introduces us to Sharunada, a successful merchant,
Okay.
and his grandson, Aradgula, who's more interested in enjoying life than working hard.
The classic tale of the hardworking grandfather and the carefree grandson.
Indeed. And Sharunada, concerned about his grandson's spendthrift ways, he challenges him to prove himself capable of handling wealth.
Okay.
So he gives him a small sum of money
Uh-huh.
and tasks him with using it to become successful.
So it's a test of character.
It's a tad financial acumen.
Exactly. And Aradgula is thrust into a series of challenges that push him to his limits. He faces setbacks, makes mistakes, and learns some valuable lessons along the way
Right.
about the true nature of success.
So it sounds like a journey of self-discovery,
It is,
both personally and financially.
indeed. And the chapter explores themes of hard work, determination, and the importance of aligning one's actions with one's goals. Okay, so it's not just about luck.
No.
It's about effort and intention.
Exactly. And it reminds us that true wealth isn't just about material possessions, but about developing character, resilience, and a strong work ethic.
So it's about building a foundation of integrity and responsibility
Yes.
that will support lasting success.
And speaking of foundations, our final chapter takes us beyond the parables and into the real world of ancient Babylon.
So we're finally getting some historical context
Yes.
for these amazing stories.
Yes. A historical sketch of Babylon offers a fascinating glimpse into the world that inspired these tales.
Okay.
We learn about Babylon's impressive architecture, advanced engineering feats, and sophisticated financial systems.
It's amazing to think these principles of wealth building
Yeah.
emerged from a real culture
Uh-huh.
that valued financial success.
The chapter paints a picture of a thriving society that understood the importance of commerce, infrastructure, and sound financial management.
And that makes these stories even more compelling.
Yeah.
Knowing that they were rooted in a real-world context.
Absolutely. It reminds us that financial wisdom isn't confined to any specific time or place.
Right.
These principles have resonated across cultures and centuries, proving their enduring relevance.
Totally. Okay, so we've completed our exploration then
Yes.
of the fascinating world of The Richest Man in Babylon.
We have.
What a journey.
It has been quite a journey.
We've uncovered so much wisdom about building wealth, managing finances, and creating a life of abundance.
It's clear that these principles, though ancient,
Yeah.
are as relevant today as they were thousands of years ago.
Absolutely. So what are your final thoughts on this deep dive? What key takeaway resonated with you the most?
Yeah, for me, it's that emphasis on personal responsibility,
Yeah.
and the power of consistent action.
Right.
These stories remind us that we're not just victims of circumstance, We have the ability.
We have the power.
To shape our financial destiny. To shape our own financial destiny, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's about taking ownership of our finances and making conscious choices that align with our goals.
And it's never too late to start.
And it's never too late to start. That's the thing.
Even small steps taken consistently can lead to significant progress over time.
Exactly.
And speaking of small steps, I think the story of Davis here,
Oh, yeah.
the former slave who meticulously tracked his progress on those clay tablets.
Right.
That's a great example.
Yeah, he was very dedicated.
Yeah, his dedication to his plan.
Yeah.
Even in the face of challenges, like that's
so inspiring.
Yeah. And it's interesting how he didn't just focus on like repaying his debts.
Right.
He also made it a point to give back to those less fortunate.
Yes, and that's a crucial aspect of The Richest Man in Babylon.
Yeah.
That I think sometimes gets overlooked. It's not just about accumulating wealth for yourself.
Right.
It's also about using that wealth to make a positive impact on the world.
So it's about recognizing that financial success isn't just about personal gain.
Right.
It's about contributing to something larger than yourself.
Exactly. And I think that's a powerful message for our listeners to take away from this deep dive.
Absolutely. So as we wrap up our exploration of The Richest Man in Babylon, what final thought would you like to leave our listeners with?
Well, I would encourage everyone to view these stories not just as entertaining tales, but as practical guides for navigating the complexities of personal finance.
Yeah.
The principles outlined in this book have stood the test of time.
For a reason.
For a reason they work.
So it's about taking those ancient secrets and applying them to our modern lives.
Exactly. And remember, the journey to financial success, it's a marathon, not a sprint.
Right.
It's about taking consistent action, learning from our mistakes, and never giving up on our dreams of a more abundant future.
What a fantastic way to sum up this incredible journey.
Yeah.
Through the wisdom of ancient Babylon.
It really has been a journey.
We've uncovered timeless principles, inspiring stories, practical insights that can help anyone create a more prosperous and fulfilling life.
Absolutely. It's been a pleasure diving deep into this classic with you.
Yeah, likewise.
And I hope our listeners have found this exploration as enlightening and empowering as we have.
Until next time, keep exploring.
Keep learning.
Keep learning. And keep striving to unlock your own financial potential.
Absolutely.